Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Flight Sim Hub, and today we have a showcase video, this time for a freeware aircraft, the Boeing 707. This aircraft is a port from Microsoft Flight Simulator 10, but unlike previous attempts, the 747-8 cockpit has been utilised, and it's painted to match the time frame. Obviously this isn't going to be the most realistic aircraft ever, but the developer has done a great job in giving us at least something for this vintage aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. Here are my first impressions of the product from the simulator. So guys, just as we load up the sim, I've been having a look on flightsim.to, which is where I got this mod from, and some of the comments are cracking me up. There's people trying to tear apart the developer, saying it's like a cartoon plane. I don't know what they expect. This is an FS10 port, a simulator from over, well, 14 years before the release of FS 2020. So I don't really know what they expect, but I'm quite excited that we've just got this aircraft even in the simulator at all. I'm not a developer, so I don't know what the process is, but considering this is freeware, this person has obviously done this in their spare time. So I've just put the aircraft into my community folder. We'll spawn in, we'll take off just like we did with the Captain Sim 777, and I'll give you my honest thoughts of it. But I'm going to treat this for what it is. This is a freeware aircraft, and someone's put their time and effort into this. And I'd imagine, from the screenshots that I've seen anyway, that it'll be a really nice addition to the simulator. So, let's find out. Before we get into the actual simulator and we spawn in, I've been told that the crash damage does need to be switched off in the sim. Now, I usually have this turned off anyway, but I have just been testing with the failures add-on for Microsoft Flight Simulator. So, I will go ahead and I will just turn these off. And I'll turn the icing effect off stuff as well. And we'll just save that. And then let's go ahead and take a look at what liveries we have available for the 707. We will spawn at Princess Juliana Airport on runway 10. And let's just have a look for it in the list of aircraft available to us. There we go. Boeing 707. It's quite surreal seeing that in the simulator. Livery-wise, cool. So we've got some classic liveries here. So we have the paint kits, creating our own. We've got Pan American. And we've got the newer Pan Am livery. TWA and the older, the newer 80s TWA livery. A very old American Airlines livery, and indeed the slightly new one they used, Varig, Continental, Lufthansa, Aer Lingus. I had no idea they ever had a 707. Well, I might have to check that. Some of these maybe fictional liveries. Ethiopian. Fair few, even Air Force One, so we can take it on VATSIM and have some fun. I think for the purposes of this video, just while we test things out, we will just use the default white livery, but there's some fantastic liveries available. There's more liveries there than what you'd probably find on the Captain Sim 777, so yeah, fantastic. And the weight and balance, as far as I'm aware, we'll use the 747 systems and flight model. So we'll hit flight, we'll see how things go. Looks like they've even added in the menu options down here at the bottom, or menu options, should I say, the facts about the airliner that you're going to actually fly. And yeah, the 707 was really the first sort of big jetliner that came out, apart from the Havilland Comet, but the first one that really made success. And some would argue when Boeing made good aircraft. Okay, and the first thing I've noticed is the desktop audio needs to be turned down because I cannot hear myself think. Whoa! I don't know how well you guys can hear that, but I've had to switch it down to just 1. Those engines are screaming loud, and as they should be. I'll be honest, I don't remember the exact model of engine on the Boeing 707, but these things were loud, and hush kits were installed at a later date. First impressions are, I think the flight model looks fantastic. Now I've read a few comments that mentioned about the flaps and other flight control services which don't move, but we'll see in just a second. Now I'm going to ruin the immersion when I hit fly now. Yeah, we are going to be put into the 747's cockpit here. But immediately you'll see what they have done is they've actually painted the cockpit. They've taken away the slightly different colouring and they've actually put red seats and kind of the classic colouring on board. So you can kind of think of this as a 707 which has been retrofitted on a 2-man setup, which is pretty cool. Let's go back outside and have a quick look. I'm very far away from the aircraft, presumably because it's using the CFG or the model of the 747. But yeah, first impressions, it looks pretty good, especially for an FS10 port. The most disorientating thing is the camera angle. Yeah, so I mean, at the minute we're at things like flaps 15, and the flaps don't appear to move. Do the other control surfaces move? No, sadly not. So it is just the model. The wheel does move, but the other surfaces do not, which is unfortunate. But yeah, it looks really nice. I don't imagine there'll be a cabin on this aircraft, but hey, we'll take it, and we'll do a quick flight, and I will actually start my flight recorder so I can get an adequate replay. If I can break off. Yeah, so the sounds of the 707 are present. I'm surprised they've been able to actually migrate those over into Microsoft Flight Simulator. I tell you what, it sounds great. It sounds fantastic. I want to say that it accelerates faster than a 747, but just like with the Captain Sim first impressions video I did, I haven't flown the 747 enough. What you may notice is I am running the Salty Simulations 747 add-on. At least I think that's why the PFD looks slightly different to the default. And I did see someone mention about this aircraft tail striking despite the collision being removed. So I've done a very slow rotation there. Yeah, tail strike warning. We did still get that, unfortunately. This shouldn't be too much of an issue for the dev to fix. And it sounds absolutely great. I am hoping that you guys can hear at least a little bit of that. I will just turn that up there a little bit. Hopefully you guys can hear that now. So the gear stuff is animated, so there's some degree of it. And yeah, I think it looks fantastic. I remember this is a freeware product. Now, if we were doing an air disaster recreation, probably not ATC recordings, as I don't think there's any 707s flying anymore, with possibly the exception of John Travolta's private Boeing 707. But if we ever need to make this for content creation or for a trailer, this would definitely suffice. And the best thing about it is absolutely free of charge on flightsim.to. To a degree, the cockpit is totally modelled inside of the inside there. That's not bad at all. As I say, guys, I'm judging this for kind of what it is. I'm not judging this as a payware aircraft. If someone had released this and were asking real money for it, anything above a couple of quid maybe, then my opinion would be vastly different. But as a freeware product, and as something you can say, it's some sort of a modern 707. No, it's not bad at all. And as I said on the Captain Sim video, for content creation, fantastic. Okay, the next thing we're going to do is actually land this aircraft at St. Martin. Oh, let's see. Yep, there we go. Cool. Sorry, that was my replay tool. Yep, so we are on final approach. I've just used the simulator to put us in place. There is a lot of clouds. And there's engine 123 oil temp come up. Not sure what that's about necessarily. I'm a bit confused where the wheels are going to be. Oof. Reverse. Whoa! Those are my first impressions then, and I'd like to once again thank the developer. The link to this aircraft will be in the video's description. Now, it's not the sort of aircraft I'm going to be flying to get a realistic experience, of course, but if you lower your expectations slightly and want some outside modelling of this classic aircraft in Microsoft Flight Simulator, then it's a fantastic addition. Remember, this is a free add-on, so there is some things to consider, and it's a good idea to read the full description on flightsim.to before using it. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you'd like to see more reviews like this, leave a comment below, and we'll see you in the next one.